They say men search for obvious signs, but women speak in signals so subtle they almost disappear. What if I told you that most older men miss the exact moment a woman chooses them? Not because it's hidden, but because it's disguised as one simple question. Women rarely initiate interest in the direct, obvious way many older men expect. Instead, they communicate attraction through a psychological language built on subtlety, emotion, and intuitive signals. This isn't manipulation, and it isn't a game. It is simply the way many women are socially conditioned to create connection, softly, indirectly, and with curiosity rather than declaration. When a woman is drawn to someone, she doesn't start with confession. She starts with attention. She listens more closely. She responds more thoughtfully. She becomes gently attuned to the man's presence. And one of the clearest ways she shows this shift is through the questions she asks. Not practical questions about daily life, but personal ones that reveal she wants to step beyond the surface and into the inner world of the man she is speaking to. Women have an intuitive sense for emotional energy. They pick up on tone, presence, intention. They feel the subtle changes in the atmosphere between two people. And because of this, their way of expressing early interest is grounded in emotional intelligence rather than direct statements. When a woman is curious about a man's inner world, she begins to ask questions that are linked to identity, meaning, values, or desires. These are not questions she asks just to fill silence. They are cues of interest wrapped inside normal conversation. A woman might ask what inspires him, or what he enjoys about his work, or what he believes about something that matters to him. She's not only listening to his words, she is listening to the way he feels when he answers. She is sensing whether there is emotional depth, confidence, passion, or vulnerability. Most older men don't recognize this psychological communication because they tend to interpret conversation literally. They hear the question, not the intention behind it. They assume she is simply being polite. They might answer quickly, logically, or distantly without noticing that she is watching his eyes, paying attention to his energy, or offering him a small opening for something more meaningful. It's not that older men lack sensitivity. It is simply that many of them grew up being taught that women will clearly express interest if they have it. In reality, women often express it quietly, observing first, revealing second. Carl Jung's understanding of the unconscious helps explain this dynamic. He believed that a great deal of human attraction happens beneath awareness, through subtle signals exchanged between two psyches long before either person consciously expresses desire. When a woman asks a question that feels unexpectedly personal or emotionally charged, it is often her unconscious attraction speaking before she even fully realizes it. She is not trying to test the man, but she is exploring whether the connection she feels internally can exist externally as well. When a man notices these cues and responds with presence instead of rushing past them, something powerful happens. The moment deepens. The energy shifts. A woman feels safe enough to reveal a little more of herself. And this is how attraction grows between two people, not through grand gestures, but through quiet curiosity and the courage to meet someone in the space between words. Most older men move through conversations with women believing that what is said is all that matters. They look for direct statements, clear signals, straightforward expressions of interest. But many women communicate attraction through layers, through implication, through emotional tone rather than verbal declaration. And this difference in communication styles is one of the biggest reasons older men miss when a woman is trying to get closer to them. It isn't that the signs aren't there, it's that they are happening on a frequency many men were never taught to tune into. A woman may ask a question that, to her, is charged with meaning, curiosity, and emotional intent, but to him, it sounds like nothing more than small talk. This happens because older men often rely on literal communication. They were raised to value clarity, efficiency, and directness. They were taught that feelings should be managed, not explored, and that interest should be obvious, not subtle. So when a woman uses indirect methods, soft questions, lingering attention, deeper curiosity, they interpret it as friendliness, politeness, or casual conversation. They miss the possibility that her question is her version of leaning closer, stepping forward, or showing interest. Meanwhile, women tend to read the emotional undercurrent of a moment, not just the words spoken within it. They listen for tone shifts. They sense micro-expressions. They feel tension or ease in the air between two people. And because they communicate on that level, they expect that others will hear the emotional layer beneath their words as well. When a woman asks a man something slightly personal, slightly intimate, something that invites him to reveal a part of himself, she is not simply gathering information. She is offering connection. She is creating a bridge that she hopes he will meet her on. But because many older men don't realize this, they respond on the surface, offering facts rather than feelings, clarity instead of depth. This mismatch creates a disconnect. A woman might think she is being clear in her own way, while the man believes the conversation is neutral or casual. She may walk away believing he isn't interested or emotionally available. He may walk away unaware that he just missed a moment that could have meant something. It isn't intentional ignorance. It's simply a difference in communication training. Men expect direct cues. Women communicate through emotional cues. Another reason older men miss these signs is because they underestimate how small signals can carry big meaning. They assume interest will come through bold gestures, obvious flirtation, or open compliments. But for many women, the first step toward expressing attraction is safety, not boldness. And safety is built by approaching a man gently, through a question that opens emotional space without pressure. If the man doesn't recognize this moment, the opportunity fades before he even realizes it existed. When older men learn to notice the subtle cues, a shift in her voice, the type of questions she asks, the way she listens, they begin to see the unspoken dimension of connection. They start to understand that many moments they once saw as ordinary were actually small invitations, quiet signals woven into everyday conversation. And once they become aware of these nuances, they stop missing the chances that used to pass them by unnoticed. Carl Jung believed that human beings communicate far more through the unconscious than through the conscious mind. Beneath every conversation, beneath every glance, beneath every question, there is a silent dialogue happening between two people. This is especially true in moments of attraction. A woman may not openly express that she is drawn to a man, but her unconscious begins to speak long before she ever does. It speaks through the tone of her voice, the softness of her curiosity, and the kind of questions she chooses to ask. These subtle expressions create a psychological signal that many people feel without fully understanding. Jung would say that this is the realm of the unseen, the place where desire, intuition, and instinct communicate before words ever form. When a woman asks a specific kind of question, it is not random. From a Jungian perspective, the question is a symbol. It represents deeper motives, deeper interest, deeper emotional movement. She may ask something simple like what shaped him, what he values, or how he thinks about something meaningful. On the surface, these are ordinary questions, but symbolically, they represent her desire to enter his inner world. This desire is not always conscious. Often, she herself doesn't fully know why she feels pulled to ask. She just senses something, an energy, a presence, a quality that awakens a curiosity inside her. Jung believed that attraction is often the meeting of two unconscious minds before the conscious minds catch up. This is why a woman may find herself drawn to someone without being able to logically explain it. Her unconscious recognizes something familiar, intriguing, or emotionally resonant. That recognition makes her lean in, even slightly, and that leaning in often shows up as a question that carries more emotional weight than its wording suggests. She is not testing him, but she is exploring him, trying to understand why she feels what she feels and whether this feeling has a foundation. Older men often miss this because they engage with the conscious content of the question rather than the unconscious intent behind it. They hear the words, but not the symbolism. They answer the question, but not the invitation. They do not realize that when she asks something meaningful, she is opening a door. The question is her way of creating a small emotional bridge, a place where both people can momentarily meet in something real rather than superficial. Jung would call this a moment when the unconscious seeks recognition. She wants to know if he is emotionally awake enough to meet her there. These unconscious exchanges shape the early stages of attraction. They create a sense of safety, depth, and connection that cannot be forced or faked. When a man responds with presence, with genuine thought, with willingness to share a little of his inner world, he signals to her unconscious that he is a person with emotional depth. This allows her to feel more open, more trusting, more drawn to him. Attraction grows in these invisible spaces long before any direct expression happens. And the moment a man understands this Jungian layer of connection, he stops seeing her questions as small talk and begins to see them as the beginning of something meaningful. When a woman is interested in a man, her curiosity becomes more focused, intentional, and emotionally attuned. She doesn't ask questions aimlessly or out of politeness. She asks because something in him has sparked her attention, stirred her imagination, or awakened a feeling she wants to understand. This kind of curiosity is not loud or dramatic. It appears in small, intimate moments most men brush off as casual conversation. Yet for her, these moments are a way of stepping closer without overstepping, of revealing interest without exposing herself too quickly. Focused curiosity is one of the clearest, most consistent signs of attraction, especially for women who prefer emotional subtlety over direct pursuit. This focused curiosity usually comes in the form of questions that move beyond surface-level details. A woman might ask what motivates him, what shaped him, what he dreams about, or what he believes in. These are not questions she asks strangers without reason. They require emotional energy, and she spends that energy only when something about the man feels worth exploring. She wants to understand not just what he does, but who he is beneath the roles he plays. She wants to know the layers behind his confidence, his humor, his calmness, or whatever quality first caught her attention. Her question is a gentle attempt to connect with the part of him that isn't immediately visible. Many men underestimate how significant this shift is. They might think she is simply being friendly or polite, but a woman does not invest emotional curiosity into someone she feels nothing toward. She might be courteous in conversation, but she will not dig deeper unless she feels a meaningful spark. When she chooses to go beyond small talk, she is revealing a desire to see him as a person, not just as a presence in the room. And when she listens closely, really listens, she is doing something even more intimate. She is allowing herself to feel affected by his answers, to be moved by his thoughts, to imagine how he fits into her emotional world. This is where her curiosity becomes romantic interest. The moment she asks about his inner life, she is not just trying to know him, she is also observing how she feels in his emotional space. Does his mind inspire her? Does his story resonate with her? Does she feel safe, intrigued, or comforted? These questions happen silently inside her, even as she asks aloud something simple. Her curiosity is the beginning of attraction because it is the beginning of emotional investment. She is choosing to open a small window into intimacy, and she hopes he will respond in a way that invites her further in. When a man answers these questions with presence rather than detachment, he deepens the moment. If he reveals a little authenticity, if he shares something real, if he lets his guard soften even slightly, it sends a signal back to her. It tells her that her curiosity was well placed, that there is something worth exploring, and this creates a subtle emotional tension between them. Not pressure, but chemistry. The connection grows through the quiet exchange of attention, vulnerability, and sincerity. Focused curiosity becomes the doorway through which attraction quietly enters, long before either person names what is happening. Esther Perel often says that desire lives in the space between two people, in the subtle tension created by curiosity and mystery. Attraction isn't built through certainty, it's built through the gentle unfolding of someone's inner world. When a woman asks a man a question that touches on who he truly is, not just what he does, she is stepping into this space. She is trying to feel the emotional resonance between them. She's not looking for performance or perfection. She is sensing something deeper. Whether this man can meet her with presence, authenticity, and emotional depth. This is where true connection begins, and it is why many women initiate attraction through questions rather than statements. They want to feel the man, not just hear him. In Perel's view, people are drawn to each other not because of the roles they play, but because of the emotional energy they carry. When a woman asks a question that goes beyond the surface, she is not testing the man in a logical sense. She is exploring the emotional space he creates. Does he answer thoughtfully or dismissively? Does he speak from the heart or hide behind quick responses? Does he open up slightly or remain tightly guarded? His answer becomes a window into how he relates, how he listens, how he thinks, and how he feels. She isn't just gathering information. She is experiencing him. She is evaluating how it feels to be in a moment of emotional intimacy with him, even if it's brief. Perel explains that one of the most powerful ingredients of attraction is the feeling of being truly seen, not judged, not analyzed, but seen in a way that makes someone want to reveal more. When a woman asks a meaningful question, she is offering that feeling. She is saying without words, "I see something in you worth understanding." This creates a dynamic where the man has an opportunity to reveal a bit of his essence rather than just his identity. When he responds openly, the connection becomes alive. When he responds guardedly, the moment falls flat. Attraction breathes through that delicate exchange of openness. This is also why women don't need bold declarations to show interest. They express desire through emotional presence. They lean in, even subtly. They ask questions shaped not by practicality, but by curiosity about the man's inner landscape. And Perel's relational philosophy shows that this curiosity is far more powerful than direct compliments or obvious flirtation. It creates a sense of being drawn toward each other, slowly, intentionally, and with emotional richness. When a woman feels safe enough to express curiosity, it means she senses something grounding in the man. She feels a spark, but she also feels a form of trust. Her question is her way of stepping forward, testing not the man's worth, but the emotional climate between them. If he answers with sincerity, if he meets her question with a presence that feels warm rather than defensive, something opens. The space between them becomes charged in a quiet, undeniable way. This kind of connection does not shout, it whispers. It grows through shared presence rather than shared declarations. And this is why her questions matter. They are not random, they are not polite, they are not casual. They are her way of building a bridge toward intimacy, one gentle, emotionally resonant moment at a time. When a woman asks a man a question that carries emotional weight, she is not simply looking for an answer. She is creating a moment of connection, a space where vulnerability and interest naturally meet. Many men misunderstand these moments because they focus only on the words she speaks, not the intention behind them. But when a woman takes the risk of asking something personal, she is offering a small piece of her emotional openness. She is signaling that she is willing to step closer and that she hopes he will meet her halfway. This is not about interrogation or evaluation. It is about resonance, the feeling of two people tuning into each other's emotional frequency. These questions are often emotionally charged not because they are dramatic, but because they invite authenticity. She might ask what shaped his beliefs, what he values most, or what experience changed him. These questions pull him away from the surface and towards something more real. And when she asks them, she's not only reading his words, she's reading him. She notices the softness of his eyes, the tone of his voice, the shift in his posture. She listens for sincerity. She pays attention to how he carries his inner world. Through this, she begins to see the man behind the mask, behind the roles, behind the guardedness that so many men unconsciously build over time. A woman's emotional curiosity is often a sign of trust. She is not asking to judge. She is asking to feel. She wants to sense whether he is someone she can connect with on a deeper level, whether he can express himself without fear, whether he can share a fragment of his truth without needing to impress. Her question is an invitation to depth. It is her way of saying, "Show me who you are when you are not performing." This is where attraction begins to move from the physical to the emotional, from interest to intimacy. She wants to understand the man, not just the situation. When a man answers honestly, gently, thoughtfully, with presence, he creates an emotional opening. She feels it immediately. His authenticity allows her to soften, to feel safe, to trust the connection. She sees his humanity, his vulnerability, his sincerity. And this is where desire grows, not from grand gestures or confident speeches, but from the quiet bravery of a person willing to be seen. His emotional availability makes him feel grounded, real, and relatable. It draws her toward him not because he is perfect, but because he is genuine. If he dismisses her question or responds with detachment, the moment collapses. She feels the emotional door close. But if he meets her openness with his own, the dynamic shifts in a powerful way. She feels invited into his inner world, and this deepens her attraction. These small questions, these subtle invitations, become the foundation of emotional connection. They build something that feels warm, alive, and effortless. A woman does not ask these questions to gather data. She asks them to create a moment where two people can meet without pretense. She asks them to explore potential, to test emotional chemistry, to sense compatibility. She asks them because she is drawn to him. And in that moment, her heart is quietly letting him know. In the end, what becomes clear is that women rarely announce their interest. They reveal it in subtle moments that most men overlook. Their questions are not random curiosities, but gentle invitations into emotional connection. They are the quiet language of desire, expressed through presence, through intention, through the willingness to see and be seen. And when a man learns to notice these moments, to slow down, to listen with more than his ears, to respond with openness instead of guardedness, everything changes. The space between two people becomes alive. Attraction becomes effortless. Connection becomes meaningful. And the kind of love that grows from this awareness is not built on guessing or chasing, but on mutual recognition. It begins the moment a man understands that a woman's curiosity is often her first act of choosing him.